Part 1. The suggestion that changed everything. Everyone who knew Emma and Ryan believed they were the perfect couple. They laughed at parties, posted smiling photos online, and looked completely happy from the outside. Ryan often kept his hand on Emma's shoulder like she was someone he was proud to show off. Friends called them relationship goals. But the truth lived in quieter moments, the ones nobody else saw. The story began on an ordinary evening in a restaurant. Soft music played. Glasses clinked. Emma was talking about something funny that happened at work when she noticed Ryan wasn't listening anymore. His eyes had drifted across the room. A woman sat at another table. Elegant, polished, almost magazine perfect. Perfect hair, sharp makeup, confident posture. Emma noticed the look. She didn't say anything there. But later, in the car, she asked lightly, "Was she your type?" Ryan laughed. "I'm married, aren't I?" That should have been the end of it. But after a pause, he added casually, "I'm just saying, you used to put more effort into your appearance." The words were soft, but they landed heavily. That was the first crack. Emma didn't argue. She simply looked out the window, quiet for the rest of the ride. Ryan didn't notice how that sentence stayed with her. In the weeks that followed, small comments became more frequent. "You'd look great with a different hairstyle." "That outfit doesn't really show your figure." "Maybe try something more modern." He said everything with a smile, as if he was helping her. And slowly, Emma began to change. She bought new clothes, watched makeup tutorials at night, started dieting. Ryan praised every change, and his approval felt strangely addictive. One evening, while Emma stood at the mirror removing makeup, Ryan appeared behind her. "You know," he said, "you could do something more permanent." Emma froze. "What do you mean?" He shrugged. "Just a small procedure. Nothing extreme. Just enhancement." The air felt colder. She laughed nervously, waiting for him to laugh too. He didn't. "I think you'd feel more confident," he said. "And honestly, it would be good for us." Good for us. That phrase echoed in her mind for days. Was she not enough? Had she changed? Or had he? Ryan didn't push aggressively. He didn't need to. He brought it up casually again. And again. Like planting seeds. Eventually, Emma agreed to a consultation. Just to see. The clinic felt sterile and too bright. The doctor showed digital previews of what she could look like. Ryan watched with obvious excitement. Emma stared at the screen. The woman there looked beautiful, but unfamiliar. On the way home, Ryan squeezed her hand. "You'd look incredible." That night, Emma barely slept. She remembered when Ryan used to tell her she was perfect exactly as she was. Something felt wrong, but she couldn't explain it. A week later, she said yes. "I'll do it." Ryan smiled wider than she'd seen in months. And that was the moment everything quietly changed. Part 2. The new face. The morning of the surgery felt surreal. Emma's hands trembled as she signed papers. Ryan kissed her forehead and promised everything would be fine. "You're going to look amazing," he said. As the anesthesia pulled her into darkness, she felt a deep unease she couldn't name. When she woke up, her face was wrapped in bandages. Pain throbbed behind her eyes. Ryan stood beside the bed, smiling. "You did great," he whispered. Recovery was harder than she expected. Bruises, swelling, weeks of discomfort. She avoided mirrors at first. Ryan, however, seemed impatient, constantly asking when the final results would show. Finally, the bandages came off. Emma looked at herself. The woman staring back was strikingly beautiful. Sharper features, smoother lines, perfected symmetry. And yet, something felt unfamiliar. She smiled carefully. It didn't quite feel like her smile. Ryan's reaction was immediate. "Wow," he breathed. "You look incredible." People reacted too. Strangers noticed her more. Friends hesitated before complimenting her. Some looked impressed, others slightly uncomfortable. Ryan began posting more photos of her online, proud and eager. At first, Emma tried to adjust, but something unexpected happened. She started feeling more confident. Not because of Ryan's approval, but because she realized she didn't need it as much anymore. She started going out more, meeting friends, laughing louder again. And Ryan began to change. "You're out a lot lately," he said one night. "I feel good," she replied. "I want to enjoy it." He frowned. "Just don't overdo it." The irony didn't escape her. He wanted her transformed, but not independent. At a party one evening, a man complimented Emma politely. Ryan watched from across the room, jaw tight. On the drive home, he was silent. Finally, he said, "You seem to enjoy the attention." Emma blinked. "I was being polite." The argument escalated quickly. Ryan sounded jealous, something she hadn't expected. The change he demanded was no longer under his control. And that was when the tension really began. Part 3. Cracks in the mirror. The house grew quieter in the weeks that followed. Ryan started criticizing her again, but this time for different reasons. "You've changed," he said repeatedly. Emma laughed once, bitterly. "You asked me to." "That's not what I meant," he answered, but he couldn't explain what he did mean. One night, Emma walked into the living room and saw Ryan scrolling through old photos of her, before the surgery. He didn't notice her watching at first. "You miss that version of me," she said softly. He froze. You were different," he admitted. She felt anger rise. "You pushed me into this." "I didn't think it would change who you are," he whispered. That was the moment Emma understood something painful. He didn't want her to improve. He wanted her to stay insecure enough to need him. The realization hit hard. She started spending more time away from home, meeting friends, rediscovering herself. Ryan reacted with confusion, sometimes distant, sometimes clingy, sometimes cold. Arguments became routine. One evening, he said quietly, "I don't even know you anymore." Emma looked at him calmly. "For the first time," she said, "I know myself." Silence filled the room. That was the turning point. The surgery hadn't changed her. It had revealed her. And Ryan didn't know how to handle it. Part 4. The regret came first. The final argument happened on a rainy night. The sound of water against the windows felt louder than their voices. Ryan accused her of becoming someone different, someone distant, someone he couldn't control anymore, though he didn't use that word. Emma listened quietly. Then she said the sentence that ended everything. "You didn't want me to change," she said. "You wanted me to stay uncertain so you could feel secure." Ryan's face fell. For the first time, he didn't argue. He realized she was right. The confident woman standing in front of him wasn't the version of Emma he expected. She no longer measured herself through his approval. "You're leaving," he said softly. Emma didn't answer right away. She walked to the mirror. The face looking back wasn't the old her, but it wasn't a stranger anymore either. It was simply her, stronger, clearer. "I'm choosing myself," she said quietly. Ryan looked devastated. That was the moment he regretted everything. Not because she changed her appearance, but because he lost the version of her that depended on him. Emma moved out weeks later. The silence in the apartment felt heavier than all their arguments combined. She rebuilt her life slowly. New routines, new confidence, new peace. Sometimes she wondered what would have happened if she had said no that first day. But eventually she understood. The surgery didn't break the marriage. The truth did. And truth always shows itself, sooner or later. If you enjoyed this story, Subscribe to the channel and write in the comments what moment shocked you the most and what you felt while listening.